The Type 99 is introduced as the pride of China's armored forces, a 55-ton machine equipped with a 125mm smoothbore cannon, a 1,500 horsepower engine, and a maximum speed of approximately 50 miles per hour. Domestic media portrays this as a significant technological leap forward, fully capable of matching up against America's Abrams tank or Germany's Leopard 2 tank. However, numerous independent analyses and international open-source materials indicate that the real-world performance of the Type 99 still raises several uncertainties. Is it truly a demonstration of advanced industrial capabilities, or does it merely represent the portrayal emphasized by the media? Join Top 10 Discoveries Official as we delve into uncovering the answer to this question. This video draws from open-source data and expert analyses. The specifications might vary from those in official announcements. The development of China's tank forces in the latter half of the 20th century can be viewed as a process transitioning from dependency on foreign technology to achieving self-reliance in military hardware. This evolution reflects the nation's efforts to build its own capabilities in armored warfare. The starting point of this transformation was the Type 59, a main battle tank that China began producing domestically from the late 1950s. However, this model was essentially a near-exact copy of the Soviet Union's T-54 tank, showing the initial reliance on Soviet designs. During that era, the advanced concept of a third-generation main battle tank, which includes features like composite armor for better protection, a large smoothbore gun for superior firepower, and modern fire control systems for increased accuracy, was still considered far beyond China's reach at the time. By the end of the 1960s, a pivotal turning point emerged during the period of border tensions and conflicts with the Soviet Union. In one notable incident, a Soviet T-62 tank was captured or disabled, providing China with a rare opportunity to access and study more advanced tank technology from their former ally. The recovery and detailed analysis of this vehicle offered invaluable insights and data, which opened up new directions for development in China's defense industry. From that moment onward, the processes of learning from foreign examples, copying successful designs, and gradually improving upon them were accelerated and pursued with much greater vigor and resources. The 1970s and 1980s witnessed the introduction of the Type 69 and Type 79 tanks, which still retained strong influences from Soviet design principles, but began to incorporate various elements borrowed from Western countries. For example, Chinese engineers attempted to integrate British-made guns or diesel engines that were inspired by American technological innovations. Following these, the Type 88 was developed as a further hybrid model, combining accumulated experience from previous generations with new experimental features. Nevertheless, persistent limitations in areas such as armor strength and engine power meant that this tank could not yet compete on equal terms with leading Western models like America's M1 Abrams or Germany's Leopard 2, which had already been deployed and proven in various scenarios around the world by that time. Entering the early 1990s, the Type 90 program demonstrated clear signs of a fundamental change in China's approach to tank development. Although the Type 90 was not widely adopted within China's own armed forces, it served as an important basis for international collaboration, particularly in exports to Pakistan, where it was rebranded as the Al-Khalid tank. More crucially, the Type 90 signified the first serious endeavor to apply an original design philosophy, shifting away from merely piecing together technologies acquired from diverse foreign sources to creating something uniquely tailored to Chinese needs. In summary, the journey from the Type 59 to the Type 90 covered nearly 4 decades of persistent effort, with each successive phase demonstrating measurable progress in technological sophistication. The early stages focused simply on copying to have basic capabilities, whereas later periods developed a trend of improving to differentiate and stand out. This prolonged accumulation of expertise and knowledge ultimately laid a strong foundation for the introduction of the Type 99 in the early 2000s. Promoted as a true technological leap forward, the Type 99 represented the first time Chinese tanks came close to meeting the high global standards set by leading nations in armored vehicle design. As the 20th century drew to a close, China clearly recognized the widening technological gap between its own tanks and the leading models from the West and from Russia. The American M1 Abrams, the German Leopard 2, and the Soviet T-80 had already set new benchmarks for what it meant to be a true third-generation main battle tank. These standards included composite armor, computer-stabilized fire control systems, and a 120mm smoothbore cannon. Faced with such pressure, China had no choice but to create a design capable of stepping out of the long shadow of imitation and demonstrating independent development capabilities. The result was the Type 99, which officially debuted in the year 2001 and was introduced as a new source of pride for the People's Liberation Army. The tank was developed by the China North Industries Corporation, widely known as Norinco, the same conglomerate that manufactures a wide range of equipment from pistols and anti-aircraft artillery to missile systems. With Norinco's involvement, the Type 99 was able to integrate more cohesive systems rather than relying on a patchwork of borrowed components as seen in earlier designs. A crucial highlight of the Type 99 was the integration of digital elements into the fire control system. Chinese engineers emphasized that the crew could gain a panoramic view of the battlefield, calculate ballistic trajectories by computer, and rely on advanced sensors to improve accuracy. This was presented as proof that China had moved beyond merely copying and had entered a new stage of creating its own innovations. By the year 2015, the upgraded Type 99A appeared during the military parade marking the 70th anniversary of victory in World War II. Compared with the original, the Type 99 carried numerous improvements. A redesigned turret with larger armored sections, more advanced electronics, and network capabilities promoted as compatible with the growing trend of informationized warfare. Chinese media went so far as to describe it as a mobile digital hub, capable of communicating and sharing real-time data with other units on the battlefield. In terms of numbers, by the late 2010s, open source estimates suggested a total of around 1,200 to 1,300 vehicles, including both the initial Type 99 and the upgraded Type 99 Shai. This figure is modest compared with the more than 4,000 Abrams tanks once operated by the United States. But it was still sufficient to serve as the backbone of heavy combined arms brigades within China's ground forces. The arrival of the Type 99 and the Type 99A is widely viewed as a leap forward, bringing China for the first time within reach of international technical standards, more than a new machine. It was a signal from Beijing that its defense industry had moved beyond dependency, and that the country aimed to match and perhaps one day surpass the traditional technological leaders in armored warfare. One of the most decisive factors that defines the value of any main battle tank is its firepower. With the Type 99 and its upgraded version, the Type 99A, China placed strong emphasis on developing offensive capability that could stand toe-to-toe with the most advanced tanks in the world. At the center of the weapon system is the ZPT-98, a 125mm smoothbore gun. While originally inspired by Soviet designs, it was improved for greater accuracy and fully integrated into a digital fire control system. Unlike Western tanks, which typically rely on a 4-person crew, the Type 99 employs a carousel-style autoloader, reducing the crew to 3. Its declared rate of fire is about 10 rounds per minute. Although this does not dramatically surpass foreign competitors, it still places the vehicle in the higher tier of global standards. The real point of interest lies in the armor-piercing ammunition available to the Type 99. According to some open-source estimates, the DTC-10 125 round with a tungsten core is claimed to penetrate between 850 and 960 millimeters of armor, while more cautious assessments put the figure closer to 690 to 700 millimeters. Even if these lower numbers are more realistic, they remain dangerous enough to threaten modern armored vehicles when conditions are favorable. Beyond kinetic penetrators, the Type 99 can fire high-explosive anti-tank rounds, fragmentation shells, and even the GP-125 gun-launched missile with a reported range of approximately 3 to 5 miles, or roughly 5 to 8 kilometers. This gives the tank the ability not only to engage head-on, but also to strike static or moving targets at extended distances. The fire control suite of the Type 99A includes panoramic sights, thermal imaging sensors, and a digital ballistic computer. Its hunter-killer function allows both the commander and the gunner to detect and engage targets simultaneously, significantly cutting reaction time. This combination of gun, ammunition, and targeting systems results in a comprehensive firepower package, at least on paper. When placed alongside its rivals, the American M1A2 Abrams often employs M829A3 or A4 rounds, with penetration figures in the 800 to 900 millimeter range. Meanwhile, Germany's Leopard 2A7 uses the DM63 round, which achieves similar performance. This demonstrates that China has worked to push the Type 99 into the same competitive arena as those machines long considered global benchmarks. For that reason, the firepower of the Type 99 is promoted not only as a powerful offensive tool, but also as proof of a significant step forward in China's ambition to catch up with and stand on par with international technical standards. The firepower of a tank only truly matters if it can also survive the battlefield. For the Type 99 and its upgraded Type 99, China devoted significant effort to creating what was promoted as a protective armor suit capable of withstanding the most powerful modern weapons. Yet, when analyzed more closely, the balance of strengths and weaknesses raises many questions. The turret and the front glosses of the hull are fitted with composite armor combined with explosive reactive armor blocks. This configuration is intended to reduce the effectiveness of shape-charged warheads or kinetic penetrators by generating a counterforce upon impact. Published images show the entire frontal arc covered with thick clusters of armor modules, giving the tank a rugged and jagged appearance, while also highlighting that its defensive priority is concentrated on head-on engagements. However, the sides and rear of the vehicle do not receive the same level of protection. This long-standing weakness has been emphasized by many international analysts, because in real combat, threats from anti-tank guided missiles, precision artillery shells, or unmanned aerial vehicles can strike from multiple directions. The imbalance between heavy frontal protection and weaker coverage elsewhere leaves the crew's survival in doubt. Another limitation comes from the autoloader. The carousel-style system, which stores ammunition directly beneath the turret, reduces crew requirements but creates significant vulnerability. If penetrated, the stored rounds can ignite in a chain reaction, powerful enough to blow the turret off completely, an outcome seen in other tanks with similar layouts. In contrast, the American Abrams positions its ammunition in a separate compartment with blast panels, greatly increasing crew survivability. China attempted to compensate with soft-kill countermeasures. The most distinctive is the JD-3 laser system, often called a laser dazzler, designed to disrupt optical devices or guidance sensors of incoming weapons. This is a rare technology on tanks and gives the Type 99 a degree of uniqueness. Still, its drawback is clear. It cannot replace a true hard-kill active protection system capable of physically intercepting incoming missiles or rockets. So far, the Type 99A has not yet been fielded with a fully operational active protection system comparable to Israel's Trophy or South Korea's CAPS. Experimental photos of the GL-6 system suggest a possible upgrade path, but until such equipment is widely deployed, the question of whether the Type 99 truly offers comprehensive crew protection remains unanswered. If firepower is the offensive element and armor is the protective shell, then mobility is the decisive measure of a tank's operational reach and tactical flexibility. For the Type 99 and its upgraded Type 99A, China invested heavily in building a powertrain capable of operating across complex and varied terrain. The tank is fitted with a V12 diesel engine, producing 1,500 horsepower, a figure comparable to the world's top main battle tanks. With a combat weight of roughly 55 tons, the Type 99A achieves a power-to-weight ratio of about 27 horsepower per ton, a relatively high figure that gives the platform advantages in acceleration and maneuverability. According to published figures, the vehicle can reach a maximum speed of about 50 miles per hour on roads, approximately 80 kilometers per hour, and roughly 33 miles per hour cross-country, which is nearly 54 kilometers per hour. By comparison, the Abrams M1A2 of the United States also uses 1,500 horsepower, but weighs in the range of 68 to 70 tons, producing a lower power-to-weight ratio of approximately 22 horsepower per ton. Germany's Leopard 2A7, at about 69 tons, shows a similar ratio. This suggests that the lighter mass of the Type 99A could, in theory, deliver superior mobility relative to some Western counterparts. Beyond top speed, other mobility factors matter. Above all, the suspension and cross-country performance, the Type 99A uses a conventional torsion bar suspension paired with a chassis optimized to carry heavy loads. Claimed mobility parameters include trench crossing capability of more than 9 feet wide, the ability to climb slopes of roughly 60% gradient, and the capacity to ford rivers close to 14 feet deep when equipped with auxiliary gear. These characteristics indicate the tank can be deployed across a wide range of environments, from flat plains to semi-mountainous areas. Logistics and sustainment also play an important role. Diesel engines tend to be more fuel efficient than the gas turbine power plants used by the Abrams family, which can reduce operating costs on extended missions. Nevertheless, maintaining peak performance under sustained operations in hot, humid climates or at high altitudes remains a challenge that has not been fully validated in real-world conditions. Overall, with a powerful engine, moderate weight, and the claimed high speeds, the Type 99A provides China with a theoretical mobility edge against many other tanks. Yet mobility only has operational value when integrated with firepower, protection, and doctrine. Speed alone does not guarantee superior combat effectiveness unless it is woven correctly into the combined arms system and employment concepts. In the past 2 decades, the People's Liberation Army of China has carried out extensive reforms to modernize its forces. The appearance of the Type 99 and its upgraded Type 99A was not only a technical step forward, but also tied directly to shifts in the way units are organized and deployed. This illustrates the ambition to move China's ground forces closer to the kind of integrated, joint operation models that many advanced militaries have already adopted. The PLA now categorizes its brigades into 3 main types: heavy, medium, and light. Among them, the Heavy Combined Arms Brigade has the highest density of tanks, self-propelled artillery, infantry fighting vehicles, and mechanized support platforms. Within this structure, the Type 99 and Type 99A are placed at the very core, thanks to their strong firepower, thick armor, and solid mobility. These tanks are expected to act as the spearhead during breakthroughs against enemy formations, or in situations where ground dominance must be seized quickly. What is particularly notable is the PLA's changing philosophy on how to use tanks. Rather than treating them purely as a blunt steel fist for frontal charges, the Type 99A is integrated into a network-centric digital battlefield system. Tanks coordinate with the reconnaissance drones to locate enemy positions, combine their actions with long-range artillery and missile fire, while mechanized infantry protects the flanks and neutralizes threats such as anti-tank missiles. In training centers for combined arms operations, the Type 99 is often deployed in small units using the tactic of bounding overwatch. One group provides covering fire, while another advances forward. Each bound, typically around 600 to 800 meters, is carefully controlled to ensure that the tanks do not fall into ambush. This operating method reflects lessons drawn from observing modern military campaigns around the world over many decades. Integrating the Type 99 into this evolving doctrine also carries symbolic weight. It represents a shift away from traditional mass-based tactics toward a leaner approach that emphasizes coordination, faster decision-making, and effective use of information. In a regional security environment that is growing more complex, possessing a modern tank force capable of operating across multiple domains, land, air, and cyber serves as a statement of the PLA's direction toward informationized warfare. In short, the Type 99 is not positioned merely as a single combat vehicle, but as a building block within a broader doctrinal framework. The success of this model will depend heavily on whether the PLA can maintain true system-wide integration, train its crews effectively, and ensure precise data connectivity in the unforgiving conditions of real combat. Although promoted as the pride of China's ground forces, the Type 99 and its upgraded Type 99 still carry clear limitations, both technical and human. These are the reasons why many international analysts often question the true capability of this tank series when measured against global benchmarks. The first limitation comes from the carousel-style autoloader system. While it reduces the number of crew members, it also stores the entire ammunition supply directly beneath the turret. If the armor is penetrated, the risk of a chain reaction detonation is extremely high, potentially disabling the tank in an instant. Compared with the separate ammunition compartment and blow-off panels of the Abrams, the safety margin for the crew inside the Type 99 is clearly not on the same level. Another major shortfall is the absence of a standardized active protection system. Modern tanks such as South Korea's K2 Black Panther or the upgraded German Leopard 2A7 are already equipped with APS suites that can physically intercept incoming anti-tank missiles. The Type 99, however, still relies mainly on soft kill measures like smoke grenade launchers and the laser dazzler. This leaves a significant gap in an era where precision-guided weapons are becoming more widespread on the battlefield. Beyond technology, the human factor also raises concerns. In several exercises publicized by Chinese state media, units equipped with the Type 99A were reportedly defeated by formations using older tanks. The identified cause was not the equipment itself, but rather that crews had not fully mastered the digital systems and lacked smooth coordination in combined arms maneuvers. This reality shows that even with advanced technology, effectiveness depends heavily on training standards and operational experience. Adding to these challenges is the issue of scale. The total number of Type 99 and Type 99 tanks remains at just over 1,200, significantly lower than the several thousand main battle tanks maintained by the United States or Russia. Their deployment is also concentrated primarily in heavy brigades, stationed in northern and central China, leaving the force unable to cover the entire country. In more rugged southern terrain, the PLA continues to rely on lighter models such as the Type 96 or the Type 15, taken together. These factors suggest that while the Type 99A marks an important step forward, it has not fully resolved key shortcomings in protection, production numbers, and crew proficiency. These are issues that must be considered in any overall assessment, rather than focusing only on the published technical specifications. In every analysis of the Type 99 and its upgraded Type 99A, the technical dimension always takes center stage. Yet beyond battlefield performance, the symbolic value of this tank series is equally significant. Since its debut, the Type 99 has frequently appeared in military parades, in promotional videos, and even on recruitment posters. According to state media, it is described as the pinnacle of land power, representing a defense industry that has entered an era of independence. From a national image perspective, the Type 99 is a tool for status projection. Possessing a tank presented as equal to the American Abrams or the German Leopard, sends a message not only about defensive capability but also about industrial technology, manufacturing capacity, and the ambition to reduce dependence on outside suppliers. This fits neatly into the long-term strategy China has pursued for decades. However, independent assessments often raise questions about real-world effectiveness. The official specifications, a 125mm gun, maximum road speed of about 50 miles per hour, and a 1,500 horsepower diesel engine, all suggest significant progress. But international open-source analysis argues that many of these figures have yet to be fully verified under harsh operational conditions. Limitations such as restricted production numbers, the carousel-style autoloader with its inherent safety risks, and the absence of a standardized active protection system have led some experts to caution against overestimating its performance. Open sources also record training exercises where outcomes did not match expectations. The issue was not the machine itself, but the skill level and coordination of the crews. This reflects a familiar reality. Advanced technology must be matched with proper training, discipline, and operational experience to deliver its true value. Viewed from multiple angles, the Type 99 can be seen as both a notable technical achievement and a powerful communication tool. At the symbolic level, it has succeeded in demonstrating industrial progress in reinforcing national image. But at the practical level, many analysts argue that gaps remain. Gaps that can only be filled with further data and experience in real combat conditions. For now, the Type 99 stands as proof of ambition and developmental capacity, but its actual value still awaits clearer confirmation over time. What do you think about this subject? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And do not forget to hit subscribe so you never miss the latest deep dive analysis into technology, national strategy, and the innovations shaping our shared future. Top 10 Discoveries Official will return soon with untold stories, projects that push the limits, and silent revolutions that ripple across the globe. See you in the next video.